Good day, fellas, and welcome back to the channel. Today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue working on the quad, the Yamaha. It's a Yamaha Kodiaker 400, obviously 4x4. I picked this thing up, and obviously it doesn't run, and it had some other issues. While I was pressure washing it, because it was, I mean, you think this is bad? It was absolutely filthy, filthy, filthy. And I probably have about like 7 or 8 pounds of mud outside from pressure washing it. Just just how bad it was, in the old grease and grime, and all of that. But we got a lot of that off. Removed the plastics, removed the carburetor, the gas tank, took out the fuel from the gas tank. The When I was watching it, found that the transfer case was cracked and broken. I mean, look at this. That's just insane. Um, you know, just it just is, and so yeah, this is like really bad. So I don't know. We're gonna have to figure this stuff out. But this thing I noticed was cracked and broken. So I went ahead and I've ordered a new one of those. New transfer case. And what I'm going to do right now is just try to continue to do a little bit of cleaning and just try to clean some of this up so that I have a cleaner work surface to work with. So you guys can watch as I clean. All right, fellas. New day. Still working on this quad. It's been 4 days since I've brought this home. One of the things. So let me give a quick little update. I pulled off the front here. I've got a tie rod end or a ball joint or something that isn't very good. I've got a bent swing arm, or A-arm here. Okay, I do have a spare, so that's good. So we're going to check all of that. We've got this piece here that needs to be welded. So I've got a little bit of a plate. And here, let me show you. So I've decided to go with this. So what I did is I went ahead and I just put this on approximately where I wanted it, and just drew underneath the line of that, and a hole. And I'm probably going to put a nut, just weld a little nut on here so that I can attach the body properly. Over here we've got the winch. It actually works. As you guys can see, I've unspooled. And I've ordered, which should be here today, a new cable. Actually, I didn't go with cable. I went with a nylon. So, and we're gonna have to figure out how to mount this and do it properly. So we've got that. what else do we have going on here? Oh, okay, so back over here, I cannot get this. I'm having a hard time pulling this drum off. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take the VMAX and we're going to go into town and I'm going to see if I can get some kind of a puller. I asked my neighbor if he had one because mine are too small. So these are his, and again, they're just too small. And what it is it's this spread here that I just, for some reason, I can't get at. And you guys can take a look. You know, these things are pretty corroded. I cannot hit the adjustments, which is the same thing over here. I thought, okay, well, you know what, maybe, just maybe, if I can compress those pads a little bit that are, or shoes that are hitting the inside of this drum, maybe I can get it out, because I'm not sure if it's the axle that's holding on or if it's the brake shoes that are holding on to this drum. But either way, they're just seem to be seized solid. So once I get the drum off, then we can address it. This shaft has to come out because the boots are just gone. So hopefully I don't have to rebuild that axle, but if I do, well, then I do. So we have some parts that are on the way. I still have a no spark issue. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure where that's going to come into play, but it's in play and I don't have any spark. Okay. I also got to change out this fuse, so I'm going to see if I can pick this fuse up as well this morning and see if we can get that wrapped up. Again, I mean, we've got some bad wiring. I've just went ahead and I've connected these. I'm not 100% sure if this is the right, but I mean, you know, brown to brown, green to green. Now this one here is kind of funny because they actually don't match. I still have these guys over here that I have no clue. I don't know where they go. Okay, this guy here, I can follow it all the way up to this cluster, and it seems to go into the oil temp. Okay, right there. So it seems to be going into the oil temperature light. So, and I thought that this was it here, but apparently I don't know. So those are a few of the things that we gotta work out. And this guy, which is actually white and green, it looks like it's green. I can follow this into the loom all the way, and it ends up over here somewhere. I can't remember which one, but anyway, it comes up into this loom. I think it's this guy right here. But it goes into here. I still have not downloaded a schematic, a wiring schematic for this yet, which is something that I still have to work on. Right now, I'm again waiting for parts, which is always going to be the case, and just going through and seeing what I can do. Oh, one of the other things that has been done is this guy has been gone over. Okay, so the rear axle, I checked out all the bearings and all the insides, and we took apart the brake, which I did that on camera. Okay, like, I mean, I still have a bolt, you know, that needs to be cleaned up. I went ahead and painted this guy here just because I used the wire brush on it because it was all corroded. So, and I know that it's going to get banged up anyway, but still. And so that's where we are this morning. Oh, I also picked up 4 new to me tires. Okay, so, and yeah, they're not as aggressive as some of these mud or all terrains or whatever. But one of the things that I have an issue with these is the backs are mix matched. Okay, so they're not on the back, they're not a match set. On the front, we've got weather cracking everywhere. Okay, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but this thing's just weather cracked everywhere. So the two fronts, in my opinion, are you know, I just don't want to run that. And these guys I actually picked up very inexpensive. I picked them up yesterday, and we're gonna swap these out after we clean and paint the rims. So I'm going to remove the rubber. We're going to go ahead. We're going to clean all these rims up, and then we're going to take it from there. I think that is about all I have for right now. So with that being said, I am going to jump on the VMAX. Keep in mind, the VMAX is not done. Like I'm riding it, all that good stuff. So just to give you guys an update on the Yamaha VMAX, I'm gonna, if you guys watch my channel, you're gonna hear this twice. Once on the VMAX particular. So I went ahead and I took video of syncing the carbs, which I have not posted yet. And the reason why I haven't posted it is because it's not a good video. I've lost audio on part. The camera angle is not very good, and you don't see very clearly. So one of the things, this sucker has got to go back on the lift, and unfortunately I've got my Husqvarna on the lift, but this is going to go back on the lift. I'm going to resync those carbs just to make sure, okay, and that's when I'm going to present that video. Good day, fellas. Okay, so it is actually 6 days in right now since I acquired this thing. I acquired it on a Monday afternoon. It is now Sunday afternoon. So just to make a little a touch on this, here we are. I did some filming of this, and I wanted to do the rest of the filming on it. However, I guess my battery went dead, and clearly I was using some power tools. I didn't realize that my battery had died, or the GoPro overheated. These things are, you know, I really want to switch over to the Insta360. I've heard so much good stuff and better things than the GoPro. I've got 3 or 4 GoPros. I have 5 GoPros. I'm recording on this 7 Black, and this thing overheats on a regular basis. I have mic issue. I mean, I also have a 7 Silver, which worked for about a week of me using it, and now it just doesn't hold a charge. Of course, it doesn't have a removable battery. I've got a 5 Black. I've got a 4, 2 4s, and 1 3. So, but you know what? I'm just done with these GoPros. Unfortunately, that is all I have. So, where I left off is I was trying to get the hub off, and as you can see from the large field of debris, it did not go well. So I went ahead and I actually purchased this puller here. And the unfortunate part about it is that I stripped it out. It was seized on there so tight that this did not remove it. So this here is now just a paperweight. It's actually no good anymore. But the drum was seized on there so bloody tight that I actually had to grind and I had to split it. I used an air hammer. I mean, you name it, I tried it. And the only way that I could actually remove it was to actually split it in half. It was just rusted, seized solid. During that time, I don't know if you guys can see that guy right there. I don't know where that came from. I don't know if it's part of the lift that I'm using, or if it's actually part of this guy here. But somewhere along the way, I just saw this thing fall to the floor. It looks like it should be inside something. It looks pretty clean. So I'm not sure. If anybody knows, let me know, because I have no idea what that is for. But this here is now off, okay? Now I also have some new, I've got new, I got a whole new axle because I destroyed this axle trying to remove the drum. I've got 2 new drums coming. I've got a rebuild kit coming. And at this point, that's all I'm doing right now is waiting for parts. One of the reasons why I wanted to remove these shoes is because when I removed this guy here, which really gave me no problem, okay, I noticed that, and it's not actually not on this one as much, okay, however, there is substantial brake on the top, but there is like literally none on the bottom over here, okay. The back brake was fine. I mean, a lot of people don't even use the back brake, but this guy here was not very good. So I decided to order the front brakes. They'll be here on this Thursday. And since you're doing the one side, I got to do the other side. And let me just show you guys what I had. Okay, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is like literally, that is steel. So there is no brake pad at all left on this. So that's the reason why I was taking the drums off, was to be able to replace and just clean this up. But because I couldn't get the drum off, ended up taking my frustrations out, got my big hammer, and there's a reason why I don't have huge hammers in my garage, and that's because I'll end up using them, and that's not the goal that I'm trying to accomplish. So this here is generally about the biggest one that I like to have, and this one here is a 32 ounce Husky, nice long handle. You can get a really good swing with this. Ended up just smashing this thing all to high heaven, and just I mean I've tried. I was trying everything in my arsenal just to get it to free up. Unfortunately, it didn't. It just did not want to come out. So with that said, that is off. Now I am still gonna separate everything. Obviously, we got to take the shock off. These universal joints have to be separated to be able to remove that axle. Oh, isn't this gonna be great? This drum was just a nightmare to get off. So I'm hoping that the rest of the axle comes off. I even used like heat. I do not have, well, I do have oxyacetylene, but it's actually MAP and oxygen. So, but that's where we are. Now it's just doing a little bit more of the waiting game on parts. Once again, it's just a little bit of a waiting game on parts. As you can see, I do have the new boots, but I mean, if there's a candidate for an axle shaft replacement, I'm glad it happened on this one, because the boots on that one are both, they're good. So this one here is the one that was in question. I did go ahead and I did order the 2 new boots for this axle. So I knew that I was going to have to take that drum off. I knew that I was going to have to do all that. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, but with all the air hammering and all the everything that I did, the end of the cylinder, the brake cylinder, actually fell out. It didn't hit it or anything. It just vibrated right out. So again, I have the parts for that coming in as well. So with that said, we're gonna continuing on. Still a lot left to do on this. One of the other things is this winch. Okay, so I actually do want to reuse it. I got a new cable for it. We're gonna clean this up. I mean, do I need to say more on this? So I don't exactly know who did this, but I mean, these things aren't even tight. Got a little handlebar control for the in and out. Okay, for this guy here, I have confirmed it does work. So that is the nice thing. It works. It works fine. And I'm going to end this video on this note of me trying to remove that front hub or drum and getting some of my frustrations out. As you know in the video, this puller did not work. So thank you very much for watching, and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.